Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. What I would like to just say, I think the Dow low was down last night. Generally speaking, it's holding that pretty bullish charting pattern, and for me, this has got a lot further to go. I think it'll break through 20,000 and possibly even a little bit higher, maybe sort of 20,150 or 20,200. But this certainly for me, the trend looks like it's still on. It looks very, very strong. Again, with the ASX 200, obviously it's following the pattern. This has been largely helped by the banks, which obviously are sort of have a huge weighting in the ASX 200, and as you can see, this is looking very, very, very good. As a result, generally speaking, these trends are, and I'll have a look at the trends in a second. What I would like to just talk about tonight is general sentiment in the market, and I know the ASX 200 is actually doing very, very well, but there has been a mini crash over the last sort of 3 or 4 months in the mid cap sector. Um, and equity story, we did very well, very, very well. I think we're the only one of the only sort of really sort of how do you say companies that were selling pretty aggressively 3 months ago and taking a lot of profits on these sort of 3-year growth stories. And some of those we've been buying back recently, and some of those obviously are Appen, which again we're in profits with that. It's looking very, very good. Got a little actually buy signal coming up, looks fantastic. Again, Adasol, which we got in again around 250. I think this is a fantastic company, solid earnings growth, and again sort of things like Somned that we held doing very, very well for us. IGO we like. GTK has for a crash, sort of a mini crash in the 3-year growth sector. This company has held up brilliantly and kept on making us money, which is absolutely fantastic. And again with rural funds as well, having a great week this week and doing very, very well for us. Um, as is A2 Milk, generally holding up. Um, but what I would like to talk about, I think sometimes in the market, you need a bit of how the Spanish say cojones, a bit of balls, and there is a lot of fear out there in this sort of mid cap sector, and you often, well, not just the mid cap sector, even the ASX 100 sector as well. Any company at the moment that puts out an announcement which is slightly got a tone of negativity, it's unbelievable. I was talking to Peter Cobbis, our analyst, today, that the market just press the red button, they sell, and they ask questions later. I think this maybe explains the reason why most fund managers in Australia are losing money for their clients. I think they're more worried about their sort of, generally speaking, their bonuses and keeping funds under management than and I think they just lose their head. Any sort of slight bad announcement, they're just pressing the button. And there's a classic example with this. I'll show you a few classic examples. And recently, I think PWH yesterday was a company that we really like. We think it's absolutely unique. Um, they put an announcement out, which was actually flagged before that obviously they just some exchange issues. This is just a startup company. It's we've got it as a 3-year growth. I think it's a great story, and it was as high as 260 yesterday, and it went as low as 210. And people just failing to understand, really spending the time reading the report and understanding what it was about. And some very, very silly people lost, sold down at 210 when they didn't need to, and this bounced back pretty quickly when I think the few professionals that we got around in Australia actually read the report and thought, no, this is fine, this is really good, we want to buy it. And you just look at, there's some great opportunities at the moment. Mobile Embrace. This is a company, the revenue, they said will be higher next year than it was this year. They had one issue in Australia where 6% of their revenue was affected, and bang, the market lose trust. Down she goes by 50%. What a fantastic buying opportunity. Main Pharma, they came out and said this issue with obviously at the States at the moment, this sort of legal issue they're possibly getting involved in will not affect their earnings at all, but the market just don't want to know. And bang, it's sold down again. I think possibly a tremendous buying opportunity. Isentia Group, the same story. Put out a sort of fairly good announcement, just said part of their revenue could slightly be affected, and bang, just gets sold down. This is totally absolute fear, and I've never really seen the market behaving like this. I've been in the game quite a long time, so is Peter Kobetz, and this is absolutely extraordinary. But you've got to start taking advantage of this fear now. It's not, generally speaking, equity story. We like to follow momentum, but at the end of the day, you've got to look at the fundamentals, and where there is this blood in the streets, I think it's time to start having a look at these stocks. That's why we've put TPG Telecom on, and if you told me we could buy this stock at 675 3 or 4 months ago, I'd have been laughing at you. And you can right now take advantage of it. It could go a little bit lower because you get the shorters in and you get the sentiments down, but buy now, buy a little bit lower. This is absolutely fantastic buying, and we're very good at trending. Sometimes I think we got caught in the last 2.5 years with three, maybe 4 trending stocks, and you know what? Great to get caught with Vocus, because this is a fantastic company. Again, this revenue is going from 800 million next year to I think 1.9 billion, and I think this is a fantastic buying, and I don't think it'll be long for this company comes up again and is trading around this sort of $7.50 level. So again, the market is really scared, it's really nervous, and I think you need to start looking at that and possibly trying to take advantage of it. Talking about bulls, last night we had a nice little video, and I think the guys liked it, a little Merry Christmas one, and tonight we got a similar sort of Merry Christmas video, and I think this one's more for, we've got a lot of girl members, and I think this is a little bit more suitable for them. Anyway, I'd like to thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.